Hello YouTube, been a while. It's me, Brendan, the Bullet Wanderer, back here again. I've had a few emails here and there asking where I've been, what I've been up to, am I still alive? Hopefully this answers at least one of those questions, but we'll get into the other two now because why not? And we'll also talk about the future of the channel, all good stuff, mind you, just let's get into it. So I've just been busy with work and life really, and Ireland has been wet and cold and miserable since about October. We even had snow there in January, which was unusual in our part of the world, I suppose. Did a bit of snowboarding with Marty out on the green outside.
Totally tubular, dude.
You did great.
That was a lot of fun, but I do miss the old thump of old Daisy Bell. And earlier today, my dad sent me a video of my brother starting Daisy up for the first time in God knows how long.
Let's see, Brent. Feeling good? Hold it. Go on. Press it. Oh, are you? Oh, now let go of her. Let go of the button. Give her a little rev to steady her. Sounds pretty good to me. That one. Sounds alright to me.
She started first pop once he figured out how to do it. Usually now, mind you, I would pull in the clutch, so I don't know, was he just not doing that and that's why she was refusing to start? But she did start without him doing that, so maybe that's just a me thing, being awkward about it. Just, bad habits. Well, not bad habits, but habits like clicking in the indicator, that kind of thing. But she sounds good. She was on a battery tether. I think my dad set one up there. She's been sitting in the garage there with the cats since October, I'd say. In the meantime, I've just been out on the Honda CB500X Bambi, if you remember that bike from 2 Christmases ago. I think it was when she was first brought down as a Christmas gift from my stepmother, that I've kind of ran away with a bit whenever I need just a mode of transport. Good bike, mind you, nothing wrong with it, couldn't fault it, but it just doesn't have the same heart as the Bullet. You know yourself, the feeling. Presumably you do if you watch this channel. Because of the wet weather, I haven't really been out on the bike much, and Daisy's been sat there since October, so it's about time to get her started up again. But first, I'm open to suggestions on this, but I need new tyres for Daisy. Now, the Avon Road Riders that come with the Bullet, they're great, but you can't really get them off and on again by hand too easily because they're tube-less tyres. Whereas I've been running with the Mitas tyres, which you can... Well, you saw my video last summer where I somewhat got them off and on again without the use of machinery, but obviously popped the tube, but that's a whole other story in and of itself. Mainly what I'd be looking for in a tyre for the Bullet now, not the Classic. So the Bullet has 19-inch wheels front and back, whereas the Classic is 19 and 18, or maybe it has 18-inch wheels front and back. I'll look up the statistic and put it there, but suffice to say, the rear tyre is the one that needs the changing the most. The front tyre has lasted 2 rear Mitas tyres. They're great tyres. Swap them on the side of the road, grand, provided you don't pop the tube like I did many times. But good solid tyres, but I'd say you only get about 10,000 kilometres out of them at most, something like that. I'd like something with a bit more longevity than that. At least the rear tyre. The front tyre has lasted 2 of the rear tyres and it still seems to be going, but when I'm swapping the tyre I might as well swap the front one too. But in terms of tyres, I prefer to have one that can be swapped. Now I know I've failed, well, tried my best at swapping them on the side of the road by myself, but it'd be nice to know that in theory if I had to I could, or get help easily without having to get the old... I don't know what the actual tyre machine looks like, but I presume it's like clamps that... I've had a few emails suggesting different things you can buy for that sort of thing, but it'd be handy to get ones that you can, in theory, do by hand. But we'll see, and hopefully never have to do it again. Brian from over in the US suggested, what are they called, Duro HF307s, but his bike is a Classic 500, whereas mine is a Bullet, so his fit... The Duros fit his, but I don't think they would fit mine, unfortunately. In terms of other things that Daisy Bell needs doing, I think she's okay for the most part. I might swap the seat back to the bench seat for reasons, maybe, if things go well. I might do an oil change. Everyone in the comments is going to say I should. She was oil changed last time, it was about last April, but she's only done about 2,000 kilometers or something like that since then, and the oil, last I checked when I put her in October, seemed good and the level was fine. So maybe not necessary, but probably should do it anyways, and she definitely needs a good clean. So that'll be first port of call once I get home and get her out. I'm lying, I'm probably just going to take her for a quick spin first and then not wash her for several weeks whenever the weather gets good, but I should wash her and I'll try and endeavour to do that. I was briefly tempted with the idea of buying one of the new classic 350s in the, what colour do they call it? The blue one. Ooh, Jadpur Blue, I think it was called. Looks really nice, but nah, I couldn't do that. Mainly because I couldn't afford it, but also because I wouldn't ever sell Daisy, but it would mean putting her out to rest for a bit longer. And I think Marty always says to me, or me and Marty are always talking, I'm like, do you think my bike's okay? And he's like, what does he say? Bro was like, oh no, my bike is dying. And where meanwhile the bike is completely fine and has another 100,000 miles left in her life. But I can be pedantic sometimes, but not pedantic in the right ways, obviously. But anyways, it's all a learning experience. I'm sure Daisy has many happy miles ahead of her, so I wouldn't get a new bike. Well, if I win the cash machine, I might. In terms of other stuff for the bike, I think she's fine. The chain is newish. Doesn't have much mileage on it. The snail is only a little clicked in, so I don't think that needs replacing. New speedometer is working fine. All the lights are go. I still haven't put in the matching clock here because I'm lazy, and if the other one goes, I'll swap it then. But for now, it just remains on my shelf here, waiting to go someday as a nice spare bit. Also, I'm not sure if it has the same connector on Daisy as this connector, and I'm not an electrician, so I don't know how I would go about connecting those if it's not the same one. Dad would know, but I make him do enough jobs on the bike as it is, so I can't be throwing that optional one in there at him. But more importantly to biking is what you're wearing while you're biking as opposed to the bike itself. So I have two helmets. The other one is fine. I done a review on it a while ago, the Bi-City Roadster, which is a nice summer helmet, but this is my winter and other times of the year helmet, and it's from 2018, and I think helmets have about a 5-year lifespan depending on the type of build, polycarbonate, blah blah blah, that sort of thing. But I'd say it's about time to upgrade to a new helmet. I'm open to suggestions. I'm going to have a little look there and see what options are out there. But this is a great helmet. It's done me great service for its life. Not retro style. I love retro style, but sometimes you just have to be practical. But, you know, it's got a sun visor. Be patient with it. It's old. So you don't have to bring a spare... So you don't have to bring a spare pair of sunglasses, and it also fits in my headset. I'm not advertising this at you, but in terms of new helmets, I'm open to suggestions. I would love one that's retro-ish styled, but one that can fit a headset comfortably in because it's handy just to plug and go, you know? So I'll be having a look out for that sort of thing. The Shoei Glamster looks fantastic, but it's awful expensive. I'd be looking for something more in the 200, 300 euro-ish range, something like that. So I'll have a look and see what's out there, but if you have any suggestions, $200, $300-ish, 170 to 270-ish pounds, something like that. Any suggestions for any helmets like that would be great. And I also, just while I'm talking about comments and stuff, I kind of dropped the ball with responding to comments there a while ago, but I'm going to endeavour to be better this year to just keep in the community. I kind of took a break from YouTube for a bit there, just to, I don't know, I just took a break for a bit, but I'm intending to get back and get into the full swing of things and get the channel going again this year. In terms of what this year is looking like, it's an open road for me and Daisy, provided I get her a new tyre and get myself a new helmet. But I'm open to comment suggestions of what sort of things you'd like to see, be they reviews or just like ambient videos of me driving through the countryside, or the old classic sort of go off to a historical spot, get a cup of tea, have a look at it and do a bit of history on it, that kind of thing, and see where that goes. It'd be nice to get back to classic bullet wandering, provided the weather returns to nice. We're due a nice summer. Last summer was wet and miserable, so after this wet and miserable winter, I think we're well due a nice hot and dry summer, and that'd be perfect for a bit of bullet wandering. Haven't got any trips planned yet this year. I would love to do Scotland if the weather provides. I'd love to do another week in Normandy, and I'd love to go off somewhere with my dad for the week. be that on Daisy or on Honda. The west coast of Ireland is lovely, and I have not been. I went to Galway recently, but I'd love to go through there on the bike because it's just some fantastic scenery. And we were in the car, always good, but on the bike it's better. You know yourself. In terms of Scotland, I'd love to go. I had like a plan last year. I had it written down somewhere. Let me see if I still have it written down. This would be like a Thursday to Tuesday type deal. I think I haven't read these notes since I wrote them a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that. But from Kilkenny to Belfast by bullet by back road, that's going to be like a 6 hour journey or something like that. So if she survives that, hopefully she survived the Highlands. From there, from Belfast, go over to Ayr, I think is what I read here, and spend the night there because it'd probably be a long day, so a late crossing or maybe an early morning one, but that's a lot of riding. Friday, go up Loch Lomond on one side of it and stay in Fort William. Then the next day, go see the Glen Viaduct, hopefully when the steam engine is running, you know, the old Harry Potter one, see it going across the viaduct, and then go on to the Isle of Skye for a bit of driving there and stay there the night. After that, on Sunday, go to Kylakin, to Bo'ness or Stirling and stay there the night. And then from Stirling, drive down to Stranraer. Maybe throw Edinburgh somewhere in that. I've been there on a holiday before, but it'd be nice to drive there. But then again, it's a big city, and Daisy the Bullet, she does not like big cities. She likes to get hot and bothered in those. But maybe go to Edinburgh for a day or something like that, and just from there drive back to the ferry. And don't know why I just told you the Scotland plans, but that was one of them. But I'd love to. I think I had like a map I drew, if you can see that, of the potential. There you go, the route. I think. Again, these are old notes, so I'm not sure what I was writing here. Plenty of things to see and do in Scotland, and I've only been in Edinburgh, so it'd be nice to see the rest of it. What else? Love to go back to Normandy for a week, meet up with Naim again, catch up with him, maybe bring Marty, maybe bring Dad, maybe go myself. I don't know. Maybe if it's in the realm of possibility, fly over and steal one of Naim's bikes for the week or something like that. I'm sure he wouldn't mind. But figure something out that way. Ideally, someday I would love to do something like my first year abroad on the bike, where I went all across the Alps and stuff like that. I'd love to go back to that place and stay for like a week just there. There's a company in Ireland called Overlanders, and what you do with them is you drive your bike to their shop, which is in Gorey and Wexford, I think, a few weeks before you're intending to fly out. They drive a load of bikes over to a place in Germany called Meiningen, I think. I have it on the map over there somewhere marked down. But it's about 80 kilometers from the Bavarian Alps. So you'd fly over there, pick up your bike from the airport. It's like nearby the airport where they drop them off. And then you're free to have your bike between the month or so from when they ship it over, and you have to have it there the day before they fly back. They drive back by truck, but throughout those few weeks you're welcome to like just take it for 1 or 2 days, or you can take it for like the whole length of the thing, or however long you want within those 2 dates. So something like that would be pretty good. And if Daisy is up for it and if time allows, I think I would love to do that. But it remains to be seen. All these things are sort of in the air. The UK, I've talked about Scotland, but I would love to do more of like Wales into Cornwall, into, you know, Saddlebags country, that kind of thing. And maybe even across to the Cliffs of Dover. Now, it might be ambitious. Looking on Google Maps, comparing to what I would have driven when I was in Germany in one day compared to what you can do in the UK in one day, the UK seems to have a lot slower roads. Now, don't come at me in the comments if that's not the case. I'm always taking avoid motorway, so it'll be all back roads most of the way, as opposed to the A roads, I think they're called over there. I think it was something like 14 hours from Fishguard all the way across to near Dover, that kind of thing. I could be wrong. I'm forgetting the numbers. I looked this up like 2 years ago. These are all potential plans, but I would love to do something like that. But or just more Irish things, like I said, the west coast of Ireland. So let me know what you'd like to see out of the channel, and any suggestions of places to go or things to do, and biking related. Let's just get the channel going again and make 2025 the year Daisy comes back to life, or something to that cheesy effect. Yeah. So mainly in the comments, what new tires should I get, what new helmet should I get, and where should I go and what should I do. It's all up to, well, it's up to me really, but I'd like to hear what you think about it too. In the meantime, I hope you've been having a good time wherever you are in the world, and it's gonna be good to get the channel going again and get a few miles under new tires. Same old bike, new tires, new mentality, just good things ahead hopefully. Anyways, I'm getting long-winded here, so I'll cut myself off. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't a thrilling ride through the countryside or anything like that, but I suppose it was just something of a State of the Union address or something like that. Anyways, I'll talk to you after. Bye.